Just gotta hope for some lucky breaks.
Hope is not a strategy.
Anything else, Professor?
Try fast.
I want to start with a broader question here that was inspired by a quote Jerry gave in our press notes. It was like the first one that caught my eye. He just flat out said, "I still don't know how we got away with it." I have a feeling there's going to be a mile-long list of answers to this question, but can you single out maybe the one thing that's sitting here right now still makes you think, I cannot believe we actually made that happen?
I think for me, it's all about being able to shoot on the grid at the start of a real F1 race, shooting scenes with actors while, F1 drivers are climbing in their cars in the background, just knowing what I know about Formula One, how controlled it is, how precise it is in terms of timing. For them to let us shoot a film in the middle of their races, it still kind of blows my mind. But the result is when you see this film, you're going to feel like you're at the race because we were.
I still production-wise and approval-wise, still can't quite compute how that happens. Yeah. But then again, I know you're working with Jerry who can do anything.
That's right.
So the combination of the two of you, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, he's the best.
I want to jump to a character question, and I'll preface it by saying I want to ask this question because I think where you landed in this respect is just so perfect and beautiful. At some point, did you and Aaron ever consider, I guess, having a more traditional underdog sports movie villain in the film, having, I guess, a rival team for them to go up against?
Right. Yeah, certainly that's, I think, what you would expect and usually is the case in racing films. But I also knew that if we were going to make this film in partnership with F1, they wouldn't want us to villainize any team, and I didn't want to create a fictional villainous team because that wouldn't support the authenticity. So, what makes Formula One so unique is your teammate is often your biggest rival. So that right there was kind of what drew me to the sport and set up this great conflict that could be the center of our drama. But yeah, I think another reason Formula One embraced our film is because we were going to take this internal approach of the tension comes from inside the team rather than outside.
It's one of my favorite qualities of the film. It's so like deeply human and complex. that kind of battle but partnership at the same time. Next question on my list here was something that was inspired by something you said in our press notes. You call Javier Bardem a bucket list actor for you. So obviously that left me wondering, who else is on the bucket list?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I've checked a lot of them off.
Yeah.
I've been very lucky.
You've got quite the list now.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. Gosh, I don't know. Leo, certainly on there. Margot, I met and almost more interested in working with her as a producer. She's an incredible producer. So yeah, there's more on the list, and I'll keep adding to it, I'm sure, as we go on.
I'll speak a Lucky Chap partnership into existence going forward. I'd love to see that happen. Now, I'm really curious to hear about your collaboration with Apple, but in particular, their engineering team to make that onboard camera system work. Can you maybe run us through a couple of things that you used in your cameras that I guess are part of iPhones and their operating systems? And I was also wondering, do you think this movie would have been possible with any other studio partner, or was that technology vital to making your film the way you wanted?
Apple proved to be the ideal partner for us. I feel like Formula One fits really well with just who they are as a company, innovating, design-driven. So we were actually able to use some of their technology because Formula One cars all have a pod right behind the driver's head that carries a very tiny broadcast camera that transmits 720p video for the broadcast live. They allowed us to take their camera out and replace it with an Apple camera that recorded 4K raw video at 24p. And they allowed us to put that camera on 2 or 3 cars in every race. So it means they weren't getting a live feed from that car, but we were getting onboard high quality recorded footage of what it was like to actually be in that race. So we use that footage throughout our film to kind of give the audience a real point of view of being inside a real F1 race.
some like collaboration.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I could read about that camera system all day long. This might be the question I was most excited to ask because it's the part of the movie that just like really like hit me to my core, and I've been carrying with me as it applies to like my own day to day and my own passions. It's the scene where Sonny's pretty much explaining why he's there, and you know how he's always chasing that moment in the car when everything goes quiet. So I'm wondering, like, what is your version of that as a director? What feeling on a set when you're directing are you always chasing?
I mean, there is a moment where, you know, months of planning, the efforts of, you know, your whole crew and cast, it all comes together into like a singular moment where you're able to pull off something really special. That happened many times throughout this film because the nature of how we shot it is sometimes we'd only have a few minutes to shoot a scene, as opposed to on a normal film, you might have hours to play. Like sometimes we get 3 minutes. Sometimes we know it was like 1 or 2 chances. And I don't want to give anything away because there's several sequences in the film where we had that moment where it's like, this is only going to happen once. And it's just so gratifying to see the cast and crew at the top of their game, able to pull that off in that moment. And there's no feeling like that in the world, you know, when you got it. So, yeah.
I love that. It doesn't matter how much I hear about this movie and read. I still cannot believe that you all managed to pull this off the way you did.
Me neither.
Before I have to let you go here, I did want to ask about one other upcoming project that I was reading about and I'm very excited about. It's the UAP movie with Apple. I'm excited about the fact that it brings you together, and that's another project where I just see it giving you the opportunity to flex your immersive filmmaking muscles even further.
Yeah.
So what is it about continuing your partnership with them and that topic that you think is going to make you, you know, push yourself as a director even more than you already have?
No, I mean, it's an opportunity to work with Jerry Bruckheimer again and Apple, which has been incredible. The subject itself is fascinating. You know, we're working with some people that are very close to that world that have given us some incredible insight into the topic and what's going on. So, you know, we're working on it right now, and yeah, it is fascinating. It's one of those things I think everyone in the world's going to want to know more about, yeah, very excited about just the possibilities, and again, how we're going to capture the world of it, of that topic. So yeah, very excited.
After the 1-2 punch of Top Gun and now this, I have no doubt in my mind you're all going to just absolutely soar with that.
Oh, thank you.
The level of expertise I know you're going to bring in is going to be something else. Congratulations on F1. So mind-blowingly immersive. I felt like I was there just as you intended.
Good. Great. Thank you so much.